For God and my country. I love my country, and I will do anything I can to defend it. And I had to learn how. The Army was the best branch to keep my feet on the ground and do the most good with other people. When I joined, I was in Warren, Ohio. And then I joined in August of 1960. And I was a member of the Ohio National Guard until August 1970. Because I could do the most good with the most people with my feet on the ground. Yes, they were very traumatic. For me, I took a train from Warren, Ohio to Fort Knox, Kentucky. It felt like I was contributing and learning to contribute to the betterment of this world. It was pretty rough. It was an experience of something like I've never been through before. But after my 8 weeks of basic training, I came out as the outstanding trainee of the cycle. I was #1 guy in my company, and I'm very proud of that. I helped many other recruits along the way to achieve their status in the military. Yes, Sergeant O'Hara, I'll never forget him. He was a sergeant. That taught me rifle shooting. I guess I did everything special to get through the training, since I came out #1 out of 220 other guys. Fort Knox, Kentucky. And I went to advanced infantry training at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. And I became proficient in all weapons. 5 caliber pistol, the M1 rifle, the 4.2 mortar, the 82 mortar, the 30 caliber machine gun, the bazooka, and a few others that like the bayonet. I saw combat in a way that was not combat like you would think combat. I was at Kent State University on May 4th, 1970. I was trying to quell a riot of students. I was in uniform as a National Guardsman, performing a civil duty to quell a riot of unruly students. Well, I became team captain of the Ohio State National Guard rifle team, which was quite an honor. And we competed at various Army forts across the nation. Camp Perry, Ohio was my home, which is close to Sandusky, Ohio, Toledo, Ohio. and I spent many, many hours in those areas. This hat is in honor of riflemen in the military. I wore this campaign hat for 10 years. I am still in possession of it. It is one of my prized honor hats. And I thank the Lord for giving me the opportunity to wear it. In many different ways, in many different situations, I stayed in touch. Sometimes through letters, sometimes through phone, sometimes through thought. The food varied because, as in any different place that you go into as a restaurant, you go into a different situation in military life, and I found it quite satisfying. Yeah, they always supplied me with everything I needed. We were well supplied. Pressure or stress is a unknown thing that you apply to yourself, and I never found anything that I couldn't handle as stress. I was able to control most anything I came into. I traveled from Fort Meade, Maryland, Fort Gordon, Georgia, Fort Hood, Texas, Fort Knox, Kentucky, Fort Jackson, South Carolina, Camp Perry, Camp Grayling, Michigan, and there's probably a few I left out, but I found most of them very dedicated, very well mannered and behaved, and very dedicated to their duties. Yes. I had tears in my eyes. I did. And it was August 1970. And I said, I'm not realistic. After 10 years of service, I couldn't take any more Kent State University type fighting students. I can't do it anymore. I quit. Because I had to fight them. I couldn't do it. I raised 4 kids. Colleen, Brian, Kevin, and Michael. To the best of my ability. Very many. Most of them have passed away now. I'm 71 years old now, and today's military is all voluntary, where previously, when I was in, they were drafted. That's the primary difference. A soldier is a soldier, and his duty is to perform his duty. And it still remains today. And war is hell. It affected it in all ways I could think of. Everything you can think of. It was just primary in my bearing of my life, of my objectives, my goals, setting ways of life, the whole process just straight and narrow and honorable. If I had it to do over again, I would join the military, and I would suggest that you do so also on a voluntary basis. You will never, ever regret it. And if you do, I salute you.